Now to dive into another studio, one that's incredibly well known, Activision Blizzard. I couldn't decide whether or not I wanted to talk about how Activision Blizzard made $1.2 billion from microtransactions in just 3 months, or if I wanted to talk about how Activision Blizzard needs to hire 2,000 more employees after mass layoffs. So I figured let's just go ahead and talk about the financials first, and then we're going to dive into why they need to hire 2,000 more employees. If for some reason you stumbled upon this podcast and you have no idea who Activision Blizzard is, they're the ones who created Call of Duty, Guitar Hero, Tony Hawk even, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Overwatch, StarCraft, Warcraft, and even Candy Crush Saga. These people have pretty much made just about everything. Now, microtransactions, which are essentially something that you buy very small value, less than $5 typically, in a game for, one would say, cosmetic purposes or to get you over a hump or an extra life in like a certain game. For the 3-month period of Activision, they made $1.2 billion from microtransactions alone. And this is essentially a 69% improvement from the same period of last year, when they made $709 million. Now, it's no secret that microtransactions are very profitable, but it's a massive business for Activision Blizzard. For their latest reporting period, Activision Blizzard made $1.95 billion in revenue from all of its business combined, including subscriptions and game purchases. So the $1.2 billion figure from microtransactions alone represents more than half of the company's total revenue. Now, Activision's Call of Duty franchise was a bright spot on microtransactions. The microtransaction sales of Modern Warfare and the Battle Royale game Warzone were 4 times higher than the same period last year. Now, the growth can be expected because pretty much everybody and their mother, being stuck at home, has been playing that game. All the streamers are playing it. It's one of the highest viewed content on YouTube, Facebook Gaming, and Twitch. And additionally, Activision reported that Modern Warfare's first year sales are the highest in Call of Duty history, and 2/3 of the sales came digitally. The absurdity of creating all of that profit and then turning around saying that they don't have enough people working and they need to hire 2,000 more employees is controversial at best. Now, the reason it's controversial is because the problem is that a large number of those people weren't directly involved in making the game. At least, that's the assumption. Now, a lot of people essentially break the entire industry down to a developer and non-developer type of employee. Now, there are developers like programmers, artists, animators, and stuff like that that are one part of the game. But the other part is the localization element, or a core element of development for non-English versions of the game, or customer support, which is essential for those who play games that are online based or online focused. Then you have the parts that get the game to the store and get the word out to people, the marketers, the PR people, the community development, the release managers, the label managers, the marketing, the release coordinators, and more. The real issue here is that the reason these people were laid off in the past and why, in the future, you'll see even more huge layoffs, is that Activision Blizzard management is short-sightedly abysmal. They've been falling apart for the better part of the last 5 years. As an example, High Moon Studios made the well-received Transformers Fall of Cybertron, and as a reward, Activision put that part of High Moon on Call of Duty and Destiny. The other part of the studio released Deadpool, and then Activision Blizzard laid off 40 employees. Now the studio gets to support Call of Duty until it's eventually shuttered as well. This one cuts deep for me, because a lot of people never played the Transformers, Fall of Cybertron, War of Cybertron, and all these other types of games. They were really, really, really well done. I love them. I still love them. I still own them. I would still play them right now. But the moment Activision Blizzard went and bought them out, they essentially just diversified their developers and sent them off packing to go do some other project, instead of creating something that I truly enjoyed and leaving the fans behind. Another example is Toys for Bob and Vicaris Visions. They put on Skylanders until Activision Blizzard helped to kill the toys to life genre through consistently pumping out more and more, much like how they killed the music game genre by releasing a new Guitar Hero roughly every 10 weeks. Layoffs did occur, the only benefit now being that Toys for Bob have made the new Crash Bandicoot game after the success of Crash and Spyro remakes. Vicaris Visions may get a chance to make a new Tony Hawk's, thanks to the success of the recent remaster, but this success is likely the only way they'll remain open as an independent studio. Now, one of the things that Activision Blizzard has essentially been doing, and a lot of these big developers have been doing, is going out and they're finding smaller indie developers or smaller studios that create quality products. They know exactly what their vision is. They have an overall size goal. They come in, they buy them out, and they say, yeah, we'll let you do whatever you want. We like what you're doing here. You'll be fine. No problem. And they let them shoot something out without having enough time or resources. It turns to crap, and when it eventually bombs, they close the studio. They send the quality developers, the top tier talent, to go work on their other games that are more successful or more established, and then send the rest of them packing. Now, if you're thinking I'm being dramatic here, I don't think I am. Neversoft, the one who single-handedly had to pump out 8 annual Tony Hawk games until 2007, eventually had to move their entire resources to go do Guitar Hero or Rock Band or whatever it was, from those games from 2007 and 2010. And then Activision pretty much murdered that genre, and then Neversoft had to go out and support Call of Duty until they were eventually closed. Now, Radical Entertainment made 2 prototype games and then tasked to support Destiny. And then they were closed. And then Raven Software is currently a support studio for Call of Duty and has been since 2010, their last launch being Singularity. And if you're curious about Singularity and you don't really remember it, that's because the game came out 10 years ago in 2010. Now, these are quality studios that are well established. They have a vision. And Activision comes in, they buy them out, and they just move everybody to go to the biggest titles that they have as a cash grab to support essentially their investors. One of the biggest problems with Activision and a lot of corporate America, what they do is when they look at a quality product that they're making, keep in mind, these are not engineers or developers, they're marketers and they're business people, typically dealing in finance, that don't have any idea what a quality product actually is. They come out and they basically say, okay, what's the bare minimum that we can have that will actually push out a product where we can make enough money? And they say, okay, cool, get rid of everybody else as quickly as possible. It doesn't matter where they go, they'll figure it out on themselves. And then the moment things start to backtrack and they need the help, like what Activision's doing right now, where they need to hire 2,000 other people to meet these demands of all these other games going on, what they're going to do is they're going to hire other people, probably less experienced, definitely not the same people that they let go, and they're going to pay them less. I've seen this happen, especially in call centers. They do this all the time, where their only real expense is their salaries that they pay people to work for them. And the quickest way to get rid of their expenses is to fire people that are upper level, promote people under them, and give them a minimal pay raise, so that somebody that's really there for 3 to 5 years, that gets into a position where they should be getting paid like they're been there for 10 or 15 years, that the guy that just got kicked out was getting paid for, they'll pay him half that amount so that they reduce their overall expenses. But the problem is you lose quality in the product. But I don't think they realize that, nor do they care. All they look at is the financials and the numbers, because if you're an investor, all you want to see are the revenues going up, up, up every single quarter, no matter what. And the moment it doesn't go up, somebody in upper management or on the executive level ends up getting fired or replaced and moved to the side, just like everybody else. I think one of the saddest things is the people who work for these companies, not Activision per se, just in general, if you're under these kinds of situations and you constantly see people around you getting laid off and then finding out less than 2 years later they need to replace their position because they were actually quality, it does not garner any type of loyalty nor respect for the company that they're working for. They lose trust in the overall management and the decision making that's going on in the business. And honestly, they're probably looking for a new place to work. I know I would. If I saw like one of my upper managers who I really liked get fired because he makes a bunch of money and he's been here for a while, and then get replaced with somebody that isn't as well qualified. And not only that, we lose our coworkers that are sitting next to us day to day, and the production doesn't slow down. So now I'm at continual time crunches. I'm working myself to death. My pay raise doesn't go up. Like, that's just not how, that's not business. It's bad business, and it will eventually fail. But until then, people are going to keep buying the products. They're going to keep dishing out crappy products with substantial updates at the end. And it's so sad because Activision in particular, even probably more so Blizzard, was so well loved and romanticized over by the entire World of Warcraft fan base, even the Diablo series. And it's not to say they push out quality crappy products. It's just they're just making ruthless business decisions and not taking the people who work for them to heart, or what they might consider. And it's super unfortunate.